risk that just sits here in limbo. Yay!
There
Good
it
Monday morning, you guys. We have had a crazy week last week, but it's over. It's done with. We're excited to be moving on. But you guys know me, Amy, here with Russell, Fern, and Sandy for Author Talk. So you guys, hey,
is. I'm so excited. Hey.
we all have power and water now. We are good. We are all set. This is fantastic.
We actually smell nice now. Again. Well, at least 3 of us do.
Oh.
And which one would be that one that doesn't?
The one that's
I don't know. I could expound upon it for 30 minutes, but
But that's all the time we have, so we don't want to spend the whole time.
I'm glad we acknowledged that, Sandy.
It doesn't mean I'm going to stick to it, but I do acknowledge that it is 30 minutes. A 30-minute podcast.
You guys are funny. So I know all of us had an exciting week last week, just Texans not enjoying cold weather. If you don't live here, we don't enjoy cold weather. Okay, so come take your weather back.
I love cold weather.
No, not that kind of cold, Russell. We don't like that kind of cold.
But Russell, then move, because we don't want it cold here.
I don't want it to move.
Okay, don't hurt my feelings, Sandy.
Here's the thing. I think we would enjoy cold weather if we had not lost power and water. Like if we had last week and we had all had our homes with nice power and water and stuff, we might have actually enjoyed,
We might have gone out and made a snowman or something in the snow.
Well, Fern wouldn't have gone outside.
I would have gone out. I took the husky out. I took the husky out so she could run around in the snow, But the thing is, when you're having to stay alive, when you're struggling to stay alive, that's not fun.
The whole new ball game.
But even more important, it's not clean.
No.
And you know what? It's just not warm at all. There was just no way of getting warm. That's what I felt. We'd huddle around the fireplace because we do have a gas fireplace that works. And we huddle around it, but it's still, it's just not the same as having heat.
Yeah, that's true. But to throw in this whole Texas weather and how bipolar our state is, it is now 70 degrees outside, no snow, beautiful day. You would not even know that we were freezing our butts off last week with no power. Like, we're all good.
But there's still a lot of people that don't have water yet. I heard this morning, and the lines to get water is just like, oh my gosh, when I saw the line this morning at like 5:30, there was a line waiting to get it because they're only going to have it until 11 o'clock. So, yeah, so not everybody is like sitting around enjoying the 70-degree weather we're having today.
Well, at least it's warmer outside, so we're not
warmer. Yes, definitely warmer.
That is for sure. But you guys, what all did you guys do this weekend? Anything, fun since it wasn't that cold out, or no? Russell, what did you do? Did you do something?
We got the RV out and we did our starting to travel run through and found multiple problems, which if you know anything about RVs, you know that they are like little children. There's always something about them. So we found the newest problems that we had, and but that was about it because we had the granddaughter over, so our children could recuperate without their kids.
Nice.
Right? And since we had electricity the whole time,
David told me to ask you, were you ever without power or water?
It's actually written into the state law because of all the buildings we're around. You can't cut power off to us.
Exactly.
So we're actually listed in the state law. You can't cut us off. So we didn't have that problem.
He figured that. He goes, find out if Russell had power and water the whole time. I'm like, does that mean we can move to that building then if they did?
She's
I
still
didn't
working her angle there. She's still trying to make it happen. You go, Sandy. You go. But no, Sandy has a wonderful new adventure that Fern's going to talk to her about. So, Fern, take it away.
Well, so Miss Sandy, now
Yes, Fern.
I have heard a lot about this Sandy and Friends podcast that has debuted. Talk to us a little bit about what is your hope for it? What are you hoping to do with Sandy and Friends?
So I created. I have a lot of ideas. Some of them pan out, some don't. Sandy and Friends was one that I started at least 10 years ago and got a website up and all of this stuff and the Facebook page. And, it just fizzled. Nothing. I never did anything with it. I was too busy with clients, and I always made clients the very first priority, and then my other projects came after. So didn't ever do anything with it. And after I retired in January 1st, I'm like, oh, I wonder what I could do with my Sandy and Friends thing. And that occurred to me, why don't I do a podcast? Because when I did it, I was going to do a blog, but that's when blogs were more popular, and today podcasts are more popular. So I talked to Amy about it, and so this is it's not gone exactly the way I thought it would, but I love the way it is going. And that is, instead of me having different guests each week, different friends, Amy, Fern, and I are the three musketeers, and the three friends, three amigos. Does amigo mean friend?
Yes, amigos.
The three amigos. I hadn't thought of that. So, so we have.
I hope it's more successful than the movie.
Yes, well,
it was just a name. It wasn't like it was just a name. So each Friday at 1:00, we get together and we just talk friends. We're friends. We talk about friend stuff. Of course, this week we talked more about our weather situation, because but we talked about how Houston is a place of friends, because friends were giving, opening up their homes to people to come stay with them. Friends were helping volunteer at the Houston Food Bank, and friends were doing. Houston's just a city of friends, friendly city. And I've always said, I used to say this to my husband mainly, is like, if you want to have friends, you have to be friendly. Yeah. The number one requirement is to be friendly.
David hates it when you say things like that to him.
Of course he does, because he's not friendly. Well, he's a lot more friendly now than he used to be.
David's like me. I mean, we're a lot alike.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. He has his one friend.
Well, you can only talk to one person at a time, so one friend's enough.
And that friend is actually the one that was his kidney donor, but he's known him since high school. And so he used to say, well, I have all these friends. I'm like, no, those are my friends. My friends accept you because we're together. But they were not your friends. You can't claim them.
Oh, you popped his bubble. There he is.
No, he didn't care. He thought that was close enough.
I'm like, if you die before I do, we'll invite your friend, singular, to be at your funeral. And I'll invite some of my friends, plural, to be there also.
And David was good enough. David was good with that, wasn't he? He was like, okay, that's good enough.
I have to say, I did not realize, Sandy, that you had this kind of like little mean streak in you.
Sandy's sassy, you guys. Sandy is sassy.
I am discovering some things today.
You know why? Because he drives me crazy. He makes me mean. No.
Well, I mean, that's their job. That's men's job, is to, irritate us. And our job is to, keep them, entertained.
So I want I want to have a podcast, and I'm open to ideas. So anybody watching, if you have ideas for friend stuff, be in touch with me, because I've got friend quotes. we're going to do like each month, we're going to do a different kind of competition. Hi, Araceli. She is such a faithful person to everything we do. So I want to have this month, the month of March is when it starts next, I think, not this Friday, but the Friday after. So anyone that wants to participate can send in a friend quote, like the one that's on my Facebook page, which I love that, from Dr. Seuss, who said, to the world, you may be just one person, but to one person, you may be the world. And I'm like, that is such a cool quote. So those kind of quotes, submit them. Either put them in the comment section or send them to my email address. And I'm using Marketing Texas now. So if we'll put that in, Amy, in the comments, marketingtexas@gmail. And we, at the end of the month, on the last Friday of the month, we're going to get Amy's naming wheel out and put all the names in of anyone who has submitted a quote. And Amy will spin it, and whose ever name comes up gets their quote on a mug. So Amy is our, or a tumbler. You have a choice, mug or tumbler. And you can do both, right, Amy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever people want.
So Amy is the one that makes these, and so she's our creative genius here. And so we're going to give that to the winning person. And then
she doesn't have anything to do.
I know. I have all this free time in the world, So I'm like, hey, let me pick up a new hobby. Yeah.
Well, I didn't want. I mean, we could pay Amazon to do it, but I don't want to pay Amazon.
I did it. Are you kidding? It makes me happy. And Josh is liking them too. That's what me and Josh did this weekend. This boy learned my machine that I have. He helped me with it.
If that makes you happy, I've got a list from Melinda of shit I have to do today. Let me give that to you.
No, that doesn't make me happy. Getting creative with glitter.
It didn't make me happy.
That's your honey-do list. That's your honey-do list. It's to be done by you, honey. Not no.
And see, Araceli has already put a quote in the comments. So that one we now see on the screen. I love how this puts the comments on the screen. So if it didn't last for 7 years, it will last for a lifetime. I love that. So then there's so many cool sayings about friends. I have one on my Pinterest page that says, a friend, it's because I created Pinterest back when I had Sandy and Friends, so it's in that name. A friend is someone who knows your favorite song and can sing it back to you when you can't remember the words. And I just love that. So I just think friends are like the most important thing that we have. And I want to make this I want to make it Sandy and friends and my friends and Fern's friends and Amy's friends and your friends, Russell. Or Russell, are you one of those that has a friend instead of friends, or you have friends?
I told you, David and I have a lot in common.
You have more than one friend, though.
Yeah, because you have 3 friends right here. We all love
right,
you.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
So you're ahead of dates already.
That's why.
So I love it. You know what I'm doing? I'm having fun. And that's what I determined, that in retirement, I'm going to do fun things that I always wanted to do and never had time to do. So
I have a question for you. So as you decided to get on this podcast and talk about friendship and just have a friendship moment, how did you determine which friends you would have as your co-hosts?
Oh, I love that.
That's a hard question.
Well, obviously Amy, because Amy's the only one that can work it.
Oh,
hey, she loves me too, not just for my technical skills, but she loves me too.
Of course, I love her. She's like my granddaughter. So, and I always, when I talk to Meadow, I call myself Grandma Sandy, because that's how I talk to my grandkids.
I think we should all call you.
So Amy was like a natural. Amy and I do, we're like joined at the hip and all of that. Yeah. So, but Fern has been a friend And Fern, you and I hung out more this 2020 than we had ever before.
I know, incredible. In spite of the pandemic.
In spite of that, yes. But we've got together before and talked about one of these days we're going to do things together. We've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
One of these days we're going to do things together. So I just decided this is one of those things we can do together, because we were already meeting weekly about, helping with your authors and stuff. And I met some incredible authors this year, from Fern and Inklings, and the authors that work with that, are part of Inklings, and then some of the authors that are part of James's publishing company, Rock Hill Publishing, as well. But I don't know. I just thought that would be a good fit for you, because we had already gotten to know each other and everything. And I'm like, so this would be the third friend. And Amy, I think it was Amy's suggestion that we just have the three of us each week and not have guests every week. So occasionally we may have a special occasion and we bring in a guest, and that may be one of the ways that we have somebody win the competition, is you get to be a guest on our Three Amigos show. Yeah. I love that. I wish I'd have thought of that before Sandy and Friends, because I like Three Amigos.
And I love, one of the things that I really love about the Sandy and Friends podcast is that it's just a conversation. We're just having a beautiful conversation, and it flows really well between the three of us. And there's really, we can talk about anything that is going on in our lives. I just read some fantastic books because, the internet was down. So I couldn't do anything other than just read, because, I had no power to charge my computer, so I couldn't really write. I've gotten out of the habit of writing by hand, so I'm just so I read these fantastic books, and it was really nice. And so I could, people can come on and share about books that they've read, and, just chatting. It's nice to have that connection.
And there's Azalea. Azalea, I haven't seen you in such a long time, but she is one of the most brilliant entrepreneurs I have ever known. And she used to come. She was like with Hyatt and Red and Brian, all the people that kind of hung out on Monday mornings at our marketing meetings. So Facebook user, isn't that interesting? That doesn't tell us who it is.
Oh, that's my mother. Yeah, that's my
mom. Your mother coming across his Facebook.
I had to go find
out. It's funny, even without the name, who when it's your mother.
I know.
Awesome. I wouldn't found out who it was. It's because she's commenting on our Author Talk group on Facebook, which we're also live broadcasting in, and so it just has her as Facebook user at the moment. So I'm not 100% sure why, but that's who it is at the moment. But speaking of where all we are broadcasting, that is a tongue twister for me. We are multi-streaming. Russell has been asking us to do this
for 3 years.
We are finally doing it. So just so you know, every location in which you can find us live, it's on Sandy's personal Facebook page, our Author Talk group page. So go and ask to be a member. We'll let you in so you can watch it, but on our YouTube channel. So Russell, what should they do on our YouTube channel?
Absolutely. And I hope you put a site below so they can get there. If they will subscribe, and they can watch it there. But it really helps with the algorithms, not only that they subscribe, but they like it and they make a comment. So, and please share it with your friends from the YouTube channel.
Yes. And so the YouTube channel link is down below in the comments. I have put it there. Author Talk is who I am. So it is in the comments. But
Amy, this is a big step. This is a huge step, because this is the way we're going to grow our audience. And it was time we did it.
It's exciting, but we're also on Anchor, so then you can catch us on all the other places that do podcasts, which is like Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play, all those other places. We are also on there. I upload them weekly, just different avenues in which you can find Author Talk, and we'll be doing the same thing for Sandy and Friends. So that's just an update for Author Talk tidbit. anyways.
Yay.
That's really cool because, the more places that we can be found, like Russell said, the more viewership we can grow. So, and this is really good for all of you guys who have been on the show, our authors who come on the show regularly to talk about your books. Please share. Please share the links, because the more you share, the more the audience will grow exponentially, and then when you can come back on here to talk more about your books, then, you'll have a wider audience as well. So we appreciate your help as much as we love to have you guys come on and talk about books.
Yeah, it keeps us going where we can keep telling author stories, getting new books in readers' hands and stuff like that. So
I have a question for Sandy. Sandy, have you thought about doing a book about friendship?
You are not going to give up on that, me doing a book, are you?
I can't help it. I'm a publisher.
You know what? I have, but I actually thought of it not as me doing the book, but doing like a compilation of people's stories. I've always been about stories. There's always been, I just realize I love telling stories and I love hearing stories. And I think people remember a lot more about what you say when it's a story. Mm-hmm. And so, yes, I would love to do a book that would be a friend's book, where each person tells either a friend's story, some kind of story about friends, and we do a book on friends. And you already have a friendship series, but that's a children's book, right?
Yes, we do. We have the little anthology friendship.
Yes, with brilliant authors that wrote
Yes,
stories.
I know.
Russell's one of them.
I know. That's the only reason he's the only one he thinks is brilliant. So
my wife is more brilliant.
I was going to say mine was in there too, though. Yeah.
Yeah, Sandy was trying to get even with me, but I didn't let her do it.
You turned it on me. Good at doing that too, by the way.
But you know what? I find this interesting that no matter what the story is about, in a movie, in a book, whatever, friendship is a humongous piece. It's always there, right? I mean, because all of the stories, the hero is never doing things alone. The hero needs friends, and I think we watched when the power came back on at long last. We had some issues with Comcast. Comcast hadn't come back on. So
now listen, Comcast hardly lost any. I don't know what happened to you guys, but hardly lost any service, and that was only because of power.
I think it was just a temporary thing that we had to it was probably on our end that we had to reset things, and we're not. My dad is not gifted doing that, and neither am I. So once my brother came over, he helped us reset everything. But we watched on DVD the DC series, that starts with Man of Steel, goes all the way through Justice League, and then the Wonder Woman and the Aquaman. So we watched all of those, and I thought it was interesting because once you get to everybody criticizes Ben Affleck's Batman, but actually Ben Affleck's Batman is perfect for the time of life he's in because he's an older Batman. He's beat up, he's tired, and that's why he decides to build the Justice League because he's been doing everything by himself with Alfred, right? He still has his friend who's helping him.
What about Robin?
And Robin, but finally,
Fern, you are so passionate about this. That's what I love you. You're just so passionate. It's like when I make a rude comment about Star Wars, you freak out.
Well, that's because Star Wars is the most awesomest thing in the world. What are you talking about?
That is true statement.
Star Wars is not science.
No, it's not. But it's science fiction.
I just found the new Star Trek Star Wars of today, and that's The Expanse. Have you guys seen that? That's the new.
I've seen it.
The new cool science fiction. It's on Amazon, and I encourage everyone that likes science fiction to check it out because it's awesome.
I
And
did
Amy,
see it.
you
I
should
have
have
not watched
Josh
it last night.
check it out because
I will.
he'll love it.
I will. I can guarantee you. But I don't know if he'll like it as much as I do because I like those kind of things. Star Wars, Joshua hadn't watched any of those until we got married, and I made him sit down and watch them with me.
Yeah, Amy's
Well,
kind of.
then you should check it out, Amy. Yeah, I know, because she's the one who ran around in the Supergirl outfit
Yeah.
at the something con that we went to, and it was awesome.
Hey, now it was so much
No,
fun.
it was awesome.
Nerd
I did not. I wasn't criticizing. It was awesome.
It was so much fun. But I will say the movie that for me gives Star Wars a run for its money, which it doesn't really come that close, but still is Avatar. I love that movie.
I like Avatar.
I can sit and watch it. I just thoroughly was amazed by that movie. So I am a big Avatar, Star Wars. I'm not a big Star Trek fan. I just couldn't get into that. But, you know, the other ones I'm good at. I'm good.
Well, you know, the thing is that Star Trek is hard sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's everything in it is realistic as far as plausibility of scientific.
Well, The Expanse is that times 10 because it's correct science. And so, yeah, it's my kind of stuff because it's also, you know, shoot 'em up in space.
Star Wars is definitely science fantasy.
Yeah,
it has scientific elements, but I mean, you know, it has space wizards.
It doesn't have.
It has space wizards. They tried to make it sci-fi, you know, with the whole Mediterranean thing, and that's why they
okay, we're going to do our usual fight. All it is a children's theft of Dune. That's what Star Wars is.
Well, do you see what Jeremy's quote is? You can't sci-fi friends chat without him. So,
I know, Jeremy.
You have to
I completely agree. And I haven't even made my rude comment about Jeremy this week because I like to usually put those in. So I'm sorry, Jeremy. You caught me.
How can you be rude to Jeremy?
Because it's fun. Because he always types in something back.
Yeah, he gives it back to
He
Russell.
fights back, so I like that.
Well, Jeremy said that we are some of his favorite friends. So
he did say that. I love it. I love it. Sandy, where can everyone find you on Sandy and Friends? What time, what day, what all? Tell us the whole thing on how everyone can catch us in our girl chat. That's just us chatting, but it's not exclusive to girls only.
So it will be every Friday at 1 p.m. on the same place you're seeing Author Talk. It will be on my page, so there is a Sandy and Friends page. If you go there and like that page, you'll be notified then when we're going live. But we will be live here as well on my my Facebook page. I mean, my home page on Facebook. And then it will be also live on YouTube. Once I can get my YouTube channel created, I've got to get that done this week before Friday. And then I think we're on LinkedIn, aren't we?
Yep, we go on LinkedIn, on Sandy's LinkedIn page. That's spotty. It depends on if they like us or not, because it's only allowed for a certain group of people at the time. So we've been on there once. We weren't on there last Friday. So it just depends on how often they like us. But we go and we post the video so you guys get to see it. You may not see it in live action conversation, but you will see it afterwards. So you always get to catch the replay on those places for sure.
So it's fun. Again, it's fun. So I'd love to have all of you participate. Be my friend, first of all, and then also share it with your friends. And if you have a great friend story, all the things we already went over. If you have a great friend quote, a friend story, a friend, anything about friends, we want to hear from you.
Yeah. So with ending on that note, Russell, what is your final comment?
This was a fun. This was a fun podcast because number one, we got to have Sandy on again, and I always love giving Sandy a hard time. I got to argue with Fern about science fiction because that's what we always do, and we're on multiple channels, aren't we? On LinkedIn too. I mean, Oh,
We're
we're
not.
not? Okay.
No.
But Sandy has like 50,000 friends on LinkedIn, so this could be really good for her. But so
I
I'm
think
pretty
so,
excited
too.
about this multiple channels.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I'm glad I made you happy. It only took me 3 years, Russell, but I told you.
And I'm really happy because there is a time on our videos showing us exactly when we're over time.
I know.
I know. And we just went over. Oh.
Lauren, what are your closing statements, comments, questions, whatever?
This was awesome. Y'all need to check out Sandy and Friends. And I'm not going to say any more because, we're over time. And I know Russell will get on me for that. So that's it.
Awesome. Well, Sandy, you know that we love having you here.
I love being here.
And now me and Fern are so excited to help you with Sandy and Friends. So you guys, you can catch the replay here. I'm going to be posting the link to our YouTube channel again. I have it in the chat, but I'll post it when I post this video probably tomorrow. So you can go and subscribe and like and click notified so you get live, notifications when we go live on YouTube. But check out Sandy and Friends, which is Friday at 1 p.m. on Sandy's Facebook page, the Sandy and Friends page, and hopefully LinkedIn.
And subscribe.
Yes, you guys subscribe to our channel. But everyone have a great Monday, a great rest of your week, and we'll catch you guys next Monday.
Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun. I love you guys.